I'm Dr. Clement Ng. For those new to me, this is a TCM Health Betterment update for February. And for those new to my sharing, I have a sharing every quarter. And one of the objectives is to allow all of you to understand about preventions. Health is about preventions and how we can make use of knowledge that we gain from this course, from this sharing, as well as many of my other courses, and I'll update all of you here. For those who already joined me in a couple of times, take it as updates. You have to constantly review and see how you can help yourself along the way. And if you want to follow what I shared previously, technically you should be healthier. For those who are new to me, let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Clement Ng. I'm a TCM practitioner from Singapore, and I'm currently the president of Singapore Acupuncture Associations. And before I joined the TCM world, I spent about more than 25 years in the corporate world. So for those, spending from engineer all the way to senior manager, assistant director, managing director in some corporate. So currently I'm the chairman for the technical committee on complementary medicine and health product, looking into all the standardization for Chinese medicine as well as complementary medicine products, such as supplements. I'm currently the deputy secretary general for the World Federation of Chinese Medicine Society, the committee looking into medicated diet and dietotherapy, meaning how we can make use of what we eat and drinks to take care of ourselves. If you eat according to your constitution, eat according to the season, eat according to your locality, you can be very healthy. And I'm currently the expert committee member for ISO TC249, a committee formed by international standard organizations look into the standardization of Chinese medicine for the world. I'm the head of delegation of Singapore in this committee. So that's me. And I'll take the opportunity to discuss and share about my company, TCM and You. TCM and You was formed 2003 online as a platform to share knowledge on Chinese medicine. This wisdom that will be with us for a few thousand years. And for me, I'm looking at the 5 dimensions of Chinese medicine, or 5 dimensions of health. To be a beautiful you, to be a stronger you, to be a calmer you, as well as smarter you and healthier you. These are 5 dimensions that I have observed and a lot of people are looking into. To be beautiful, to be stronger, to be calmer, to be smarter, to be healthier. So what I'm offering my service are basically circle around this particular 5 dimension, from my training, from the service I'm offering, and for come later the product as well. So these are some of the objectives of me designing, conducting all these courses all these years. So what I'll be touching on in the current sharing are the following. Long COVID trends. We've been talking about COVID for a long while. Let's talk about long COVID now. So a background of TCM Health Betterment approaches. I'll just outline a few of them and what you can do for the coming months. And during the course itself, during the sharing, I'll talk about some course preview. What I have designed so far, and it will be beneficial for you and your friend to learn the knowledge of health. And along with it, I'll have some discussion at the end of the sharing. So, these particular pictures, we've been touching on this for many years. COVID-19, now 20, 21, 22, now 23. So we have been with this for coming to 3 years. From the initial ignorance, from the initial fear, to the now we all accept it as part of life. We have come a long way. Not every country has made it like us in Singapore, but we are growing to be more complacent. And I'll share with you the dangers of such complacency in the while to go. So, since my sharing starting 2020, April, and I've been touching on what about COVID and how Chinese medicine view COVID and what can we do to prevent COVID, and also share with you the importance of vaccination, why you should go for vaccination, and subsequently whether you should go for multiple vaccination. The choice is up to you. I prefer to stop at 3, but that's personal choice. But you can go further if you choose to be. So these are some updates I've been touching on in the past sharing, And all these sharing are currently online. You can go and take a look. So meanwhile, for every of my sharing, while I reuse some material, I'll definitely introduce more latest developments. I believe in always keeping my sharing up to date. So let's talk about a trend called long COVID. So what is long COVID? I believe in this course itself, this sharing itself, many of you already had COVID. And some have multiple COVID incidents. So what about long COVID? What is long COVID? Long COVID is known as a multi-systemic condition comprising of often severe symptoms that follow a COVID infection. So notice it's a multi-systemic conditions. It's not isolated to any particular system within our body. And at least 65 million individuals around the world have long COVID, based on the conservative estimated incidence of 10% of infected people, and more than 651 million documented COVID-19 cases worldwide. The number is likely to be much higher due to many undocumented cases. This report is extracted from Nature, a leading peer-reviewed scientific documents. So this is a authoritative report by a group of researchers. And in this particular report, I'll send a link to all of you who have registered for the class. You notice that long COVID symptoms and the impact on numerous organs with differing pathologies. This is what happened to some of you here while you have long COVID. You have symptoms and the pathologies. For example, symptoms such as chest pain, palpitations. What was the cause? There's the case of cardiac impairment, or we call it the myocardial infections, or even POTS. So there's an inflammation condition resulted at the heart level. And we all know about COVID virus, it targets the heart. Even the vaccine itself also targeting the heart. We have talked about someone experiencing lung problems, cough, dyspnea. Okay? This is due to abnormal gas changes occurring in the upper respiratory systems. And you also come across individuals where the immune system is being affected, where there's increases the autoimmune immunity issue. Some experiencing pain around the whole body, unknown reason pain. Okay. Then we talk about cases of pancreas being affected, where there's an elevation of incidence of diabetics, or even pancreas injuries, or pancreas related illnesses. There are cases. And we also talk about the gastrointestinal traits. Common issues such as those who lost the sense of taste, abdominal pain, nauseating, gut acid reflux due to gut leprosy, or viral persistency and other viral reservoir formation in the body. And we also look into from the neurological system wise, such as the cognitive impairment. Common thing we call it brain fog, or we have issues such as fatigue, constant fatigue, disorder of sleep, sleeping disorder, insomnia, having difficulty falling asleep, memory loss, cases of elevation of possibility of dementia, or tinnitus, ringing sound in the ear. These are issues where it affects the cognitive ability of the brain. And we talk about kidney, spleen, liver, where there are incidents of organ injury, and blood vessel. Why? Because of poor circulation relating to the gas exchange happening within the lung system itself. There are fatigue incidents. And they also affect the reproductive system, where there are incidents of erectile dysfunction, or even premature menstruation symptoms. So when it comes to the long COVID, it's multi-systemic conditions, and it's not isolated to the case of cough or lung. Because for the Chinese medicine perspective, within this closed system that you see, within the skin, all organs systems are interdependent, and they are all connected. It's naive to say that one organ having problem, it doesn't affect another. And that's the issue of the current specialization conditions. Each specialist are too specialized, and you ignore other systems that have a direct impact on you. And when you come to a multi-systemic condition or chronic illnesses, these are something that we have to look into. And for the long COVID trends, we are exploring on the basis of more than 2 years of research on long COVID and decades of research on conditions such as chronic fatigue syndrome, CFS. A significant proportion of individuals with long COVID may have lifelong disability if no action is taken. This statement is extract from, as I mentioned, Nature magazine, and this article was published in January 2023. I'll be sending this article to all of you. So when I quote some sample or factual knowledge, it's had to be from the authoritative sites. So going forward, while we are going through the entire COVID-19, we are in the position of indicating that it's a common flu. But please do keep yourself up to date, living with COVID. This is one of the slides I previously used. To remain vigilant and follow all safety measures to prevent illnesses. Please wear a mask. I always wear a mask wherever I go. Now, still, wash your hands. Whenever you touch something, wash your hands. Make it a habit. Early testing. If you are unwell, test. It's a personal responsibility to protect ourselves as well as your loved one. And adopt appropriate rehabilitation management post-COVID. Let me revisit the post-COVID syndrome again. The post-COVID condition as outlined by CDC USA, September 1, 2022. General syndromes, we have tiredness or fatigue that interfere daily life. You come across individuals, they will claim that previously I was very strong. Now, I get tired easily. Symptoms that get worse after physical or mental effort. You can no longer sustain the same activity as you were previously. And their condition of low-grade fever. And they are directly affecting the respiratory and the heart symptoms. You have difficulty breathing or shortness of breath. You climb staircase. You claim after climbing a few steps, you are breathless. Cough, common symptoms. Chest pain, chest tightness. Heart palpitations. Digestive system problems, diarrhea, or stomach pain. Neurological symptoms, as I outlined, difficulty in thinking or concentrating, and many people attribute it to brain fog. So nowadays, whenever I come across some problem, just brain fog. We learn about this new adjective lately. Headaches, unknown headaches. Sleep problem, typically having difficulty falling asleep. And dizziness when you stand up. It can be a case of vertigo. I come across more individuals complaining about vertigo, giddiness, and pain and needle feeling around the body is a case of poor blood circulations, or there's a change in smell and taste, and depression and anxiety. With regards to this condition and depression and anxiety, it occurs to many individuals or even patients. They'll claim that last time I can do this, now I suddenly become very weak. Why me? This why me condition is when you keep asking yourself why me, you may come into the state of depression. So be mindful of such you call it in Chinese call it 死胡同. It's a vicious cycle. Don't go into that kind of vicious cycle. So other symptoms such as joint and muscle pain is partly due to the autoimmune system issue. Rashes, quite common. Change in menstrual cycle. Now the inting, hair loss. Why these symptoms? From a Chinese medicine perspective, I have shared in my other courses. When Chinese medicine look into the body from the systemic point of view, system perspective, the lung visceral system responsible for our skin and our hair. So when you have skin problem, it can be attributing to the lung system problems. And hair loss, part of the lung system issue as well. And there are also some people experiencing a totally new health conditions where your constitution changes into another forms altogether. Like, for example, ones who are used to like beef and suddenly cannot take beef anymore. Quite common. So I have touched on post-COVID for many years. And I've developed courses on post-COVID. And you're welcome to attend it if you can. It's all currently online on Udemy. I currently have 107 country students on Udemy. So you can attend this course with this QR code, enjoying a 52% discount. And there's a Chinese version as well. When you sign on Udemy, it's a lifelong access. And you'll enjoy all subsequent updates that I'll be submitting as and when I come across the latest review. So this course objective for the class is to let participants know how to take care of themselves, their loved one, post-COVID, post-flu, the etiology and pathogenesis of the symptoms from modern medicines and Chinese medicine perspective will be presented, and the different approaches in acupressure massage, technique, application will be discussed in the class. So let me discuss about what I'm going to touch on today. TCM Health, TCM approaches to health betterment. Basic principle of health betterment from the Chinese medicine perspective is to prevent before disease strike. This is a keyword. Prevention comes in multiple folds. Knowing who you are, your personal body constitution. Knowing where you are, your locality, where you stay. For example, we are in Singapore. We are island state. We are 1 degree north. So what is the significance of this? Our weather and have direct impact on who we are. Knowing about the trend that's going on currently, the illnesses. For example, prevention is definitely better than cure. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, as per Benjamin Franklin has said these words. Until today, I'm still COVID-free. There must be some merit in these ideas. And to intercept before pathological changes. I have discussed in previous courses with regards to how illnesses come about. For example, for COVID, it's a virus. The virus needs to identify a host. In order for this virus to come into the host, eventually prosper and grow and mature within the host. And that itself takes 14 days. And why among many people, that particular virus find you? Because you presented a perfect environment for this virus to come in and to thrive. And you stay there for 14 days. And your condition will worsen as time goes by, either 7 to 8 days. Some who are strong will be able to survive through the 14 days. Some who are weak within the 7 to 8 days, their respiratory system can no longer take it. They need to rely on external help to help them. So, idea is to intercept before pathological changes. I believe by now I should come across the virus many times. In my clinical setting, in the daily commute that I have gone through, the thing is, the moment I identify some changes within my body, I immediately take measure to change it. Take some simple medication to change the conditions. So the moment the condition changes, this virus finds that this environment is no longer conducive. You will leave the body. So it no longer prosper. And that's how Chinese medicine approach illnesses. The idea is whenever the illness starts, you can let the virus prosper throughout the whole life cycle, or you change the pathway to prevent it from making the maximum damage to the body. So this is the interception before pathological changes come into play. While you have simple illnesses, treat it first. Don't let it become too complicated. And the next is where we talk about the nourish after the recover from disease, the relapse prevention. I believe nowadays by now you should come across many individuals who have multiple COVID. I have discussed a simple sharing before, simple equation. A plus B equal to C. if A plus B don't change, C will be a constant. So if your condition, if your immunity remain weak after the COVID, will it come back again? Definitely. So the question is, while we already have one illnesses, or you already have COVID, how can you prevent yourself or strengthen yourself to prevent the future occurrence of such illnesses? And this is important because we will be living with this particular virus or the variants of this virus for the rest of our life. And is COVID-19 new? Answer is no. I'll discuss this in short part. So all this can be done by understanding the importance of according to seasons and timing, locality, and individuals. This knowledge I share in depth in my medical diet class. And I make it a point every quarterly, seasonal, to update you is because season changes has a very direct impact on our health. And I'll share something and give you a review of what I did in November. So, 未病先防，既病防变，撮后防护. So let's discuss about this important concept known as a time cyclical health management approaches according to season and timing. And to recap what I have done in November, for those who attended my sharing, this is a video extraction from the November sharing. In my health update in November, I shared that the weather will get colder. Will affect the yang qi of the body. Yeah? We are in this period, November, December. Are we at the lowest temperature yet? Answer is no. The lowest temperature will happen in the mid of January. Symptoms on our body will respond significantly to changes in the weather. In November, I mentioned that in the mid of January, in my Chinese sharing, I said 20th of January. So I believe all of you have encountered this with the coldest temperature in 20th plus in Singapore. And some of you have experienced soreness of the leg and the feet in the last few months. Rheumatic pain, numbness of the hand, feet are more frequently in these months. There are people complaining about stiffness of the hand waking up in the morning. Why? The weather is cold. And our body responds significantly to all these conditions. And come next few months, what happened now? We are now in the condition, this year, Lunar New Year, period coincide with the solar term, severe cold, and the beginning of spring. Severe cold, beginning of spring. These are the period we are currently involved. And major cold or severe cold is the coldest period of the year. And with the beginning of spring, the weather will be windy and very unpredictable. You may come across incidents where the sun is bright and sunny. I believe you'll feel the little chill when the wind is blowing at you. Especially nowadays for the next few days. For the next 10 days or so, this will be the condition. Having a bright sun in the day and a rainy day in the afternoon. While those are associated with the monsoon weather changes, but this is also part of the sharing that I've been touching on for these few years. According to the seasons and average temperature in Singapore, this is a 30-year average. So on average, Singapore weather mirrored the northern hemisphere. We are 1 degree north. So whatever happened in the up north, here in Singapore, we have similar conditions. And now we are in this period. January, February, March. The weather is rising. It's going to be warmer, and it becomes the hottest come May, July period. I'll be conducting another sharing in the May period. There'll be more things to discuss when the weather turns very cold, when the weather turns very hot. Now we're in the transition periods. So our body condition, symptoms will respond significantly to the changes in the weather. So this is something I always advocate. Prevention is better than cure. And prevention comes with multiple fold. And knowledge of the weather changes and how it affects us. And human being part of the universe. We are just a small item in the whole elements. So in the next few months, the health betterment focus. The changing climate during this solar terms transition also corresponds to the high incidence of infectious diseases. Here we are not just talking about the outbreak of SARS or the COVID-19 and the possible new coronavirus variants. Strains. The variant strains. We're also touching on flu virus. Many other viruses, cough virus. Why? Because when the weather up north, after the cold winter, when it starts to melt, all the virus, all the germ, all the bacteria will start to come up into the air. And as the wind blows, it travels all over the world. And we are going through a period where things are happening around us. And it's very important for us to take care and continue to stay vigilant. Wear your mask if you can. Clean your hand and make sure your hand don't touch your eyes. I always mention that our eye is the last barrier. A lot of people forget about our eye is still a connection to the inner part of the body. So this is where currently there will be a high incidence of infections. I believe you'll come across many of your friends are coughing right now, having certain flu symptoms, but they are non-COVID. But are they infectious? They are still infectious. So be careful. So let's talk about the next element. During this period, the liver visceral system will be active, correspond to the rising environmental temperatures. Why? Spring correspond to the liver system. And this elevation or activation of the liver system, it will have a direct impact on the spleen, stomach, digestive systems, where according to the 5-element theory, under the controlled environment, it will affect the spleen system. And these are the knowledge that we learned in my fundamental class. What is yin and yang, and what is a 5-element theory. Chinese medicine approach our human body from the system perspective. It's naive to say that one system having problem, it doesn't affect another. They are all interconnected. And all this knowledge of the fundamental system are available in my course, known as the TCM Fundamental and Essential Diagnosis. And this is a course designed for those who are keen to have more in-depth knowledge of Chinese medicine, as well as those who are currently in the practicing health and wellness. So if you are keen, I look forward to see you online on this platform. So what other health betterment focus you should look into? The health betterment approach should be focusing at addressing the digestive system, where the spleen and the stomach system is having an issue. The regulating the emotion, the liver system. As the weather becomes hotter and hotter, trust me, you become hotter and hotter as well. Things happening around you, suddenly everything is you either multiply or you magnify. So you need to regulate your emotions, because all emotions are internal manifestation of our past experience. Your emotion has nothing to do with anybody. Take note of this. And to promoting the qi circulations. One of the key elements to health betterment is to adopt health betterment approach according to the changes in weather. As the weather turns more and more young, you should adopt some young activity to grow along with it. So I'll be sharing the following. I always stress that health betterment should be a daily activities. The method should be simple, easy, so that we can persevere and to get the best result. Something too complicated, nobody will follow. So I'll be touching on 3 acupressure areas and points that will help to strengthen the digestive system, regulating the emotions, and promoting the qi circulations. As well as 2 medicated diet that help to invigorating spleen and stomach, as well as regulating liver qi. So let's touch on the area of acupressure massage. I always stress the use of acupressure massage for one simple reason is it's easier to do. Our hand is one of the best tools on earth. You can help yourself. So I'll be sharing with you the 3 main areas of focus, the acupoint and the methods. I'll be sharing with you what's LV14. The 14 acupoint on the liver meridian, qi men, massaging the rib area, help in regulating emotion and the liver systems. ST36, 足三里 point, the 36 point of the stomach meridian, rubbing 足三里, can help to nourishing the spleen and the stomach system. GV20 by Hui, the number 20 point of the governor vessel, brushing and combing your hair, helping to promoting yang qi circulations. So let's start from the first sharing, the LV14. Where's LV14? LV14 qi men is the last acupoint of the liver meridians. It's located just below the nipple at the 6th intercostal space. Our nipple is at the 4th intercostal space. So for the lady, just below your breast, directly nipple below, this will be the 6th intercostal space. This acupoint regulating the liver viscera, regulating emotions. From the Chinese medicine perspective, the liver visceral system responsible for regulation of qi in the blood. When someone experiencing a stagnation of qi, meaning depressions, or something anger, where you have simply have difficulty expressing your view, you are encouraged to do this simple action, rubbing below your breast. As the yang qi, as the spring energy move up, when the energy start to build up, massaging yourself this way. If nobody is hugging you, hugging yourself is something that you can do for yourself. Managing your own emotion is something that you should do for yourself. Be it when you're angry, when you are sad, when you're too happy, melancholy, and fear. All this emotion eventually will affect only one person. That's you, and nobody else. So please take note of this. If you are feeling no good, feeling unhappy, just gently rub. And inhale slightly. And there you go. Okay. So pressing both hands just below the breast. Rush along the ribs toward the middle of the chest. Back and forth for 10 to 30 times. You will have a warm feelings. This is something you can help yourself. So during this couple of months, do something like that. This is where when the liver is well regulated, the qi will be fine. And the next acupoint I want to discuss will be this important acupoint known as a ST36, 足三里. The number 36 point on the stomach meridian. This acupoint, there are many research on this point. Modern research has indicated that massaging this acupoint help to improve, activate our adrenaline system in the body that can help to improve immunity. So 3 chun below the depression at the knee and 1 finger breadth from the anterior border of the tibia. So how to find this point? First of all, identify the depression on the knee. This is the point. And a 3 chun means 4 finger. So depression on the knee followed by 4 finger down. So this is a location of the ST36. Massaging 足三里 not only regularize the body immunity, it enhances the ability to resist disease. So massaging this. This is the point I always massage. This is the point I always acupuncture whenever I'm free. Okay. So regulating the spleen and stomach digestive system, it helps to nourishing the qi, activate the meridian and the cholesterol systems. When our qi is flowing well, the whole body internal fundamental substances, be it the blood, be it the fluids, all will be regulating well. Any cyst and fibroid formation within the body are all related to impeded flow of qi within the body. And another thing is with regards to this idea known as kneading the knee, rubbing the knee. The signs of aging start from the legs. The Chinese saying go, 人老腿先老. When you have difficulty standing up, you are old. Age is just the numbers. So what you can do to help yourself and prevent yourself from being old is to, for those experiencing weak knee or intend to prevent, should adopt a simple style of massaging the knee when you're sitting down. Always keep your knee warm, and by pressing the two palms on the knee, massaging the knee clockwise and anti-clockwise for 9 times or any time that you prefer to achieve a warm sensation at the knee joint. Another issue is with regards to the knee pain. Knee is just a support. The muscle of your thigh here are more important as well. If you are keen, you can always hit around this point. There's one particular point here known as the wind market. GB31. Hitting here help to strengthen the thigh muscle. So for those who are keen to know more about meridians, you are welcome to join my class on the meridian knowledge and skill, where in this course I will share with you more than 180 points with specific details on 120 acupoint. During the course, I'll be sharing with you what is 8 extraordinary meridians, what are the 12 primary meridians, and how Chinese medicine practitioners, acupuncturists, adopt a selection of acupoint based on, we call it the inferential point, based on command point, based on principal point, and based on distal point applications. These are knowledge that if you learn, if you're keen to explore, and the class will start in the February on Tuesday, Thursday at around these times. If you are keen, you are welcome to join me. And one thing to note about SkillsFuture, and please share with your friend as well. If you don't use it, it's not yours. Okay, remember this. Only when you use it, it's yours. And the next acupoint I want to touch on will be this acupoint known as the GV20. The number 20 point on the governor vessel. This acupoint is at the vertex of the head. This point is the aggregating point of the body's yang, and massaging this point can boost the body yang. To identify this point, one is simply identify the tip of your ear. From the tip of your ear, you move all the way to the center of your head, and that will be the Bai Hui. And this is the point, main point for headaches and dizziness. As the weather changes, as the yang qi start to propagate, this season that we are currently in also correspond to a season where there are more and more people experiencing vertigo, giddiness and dizziness, be it whether you have COVID or non-COVID. So main point for treatment of headaches and dizziness, and I strongly encourage you to hit your knock yourself, massaging using rotational actions, and I strongly encourage all of you to adopt a daily activities where I'm doing every day without fail. Brushing and combing your hair. In my acupressure massage class, I share how to massage and how to comb your hair. Combing hair. Combing your hair every day also meet the requirement of spring health betterment. It helps to remove stagnation, promote blood circulation, and elevate yang qi element. So recommended to comb your hair 100 to 200 times a day. How long does it take to complete a 200 time combing? About 2.5 minutes. For those who are short hair like me. So my hair is 50% white, but you notice my hair is black. So the question is now, got hair, no hair? So the more you comb your hair, chances are your hair will stay longer, because hair is a living thing. Hair can grow on average 7 years, every month 1 cm. So when you comb, you are basically nourishing and strengthening the hair, and it may be with you for the longest times. So this is a QR code that I sent to all of you on how to comb hair. And welcome to join my YouTube and share my YouTube. Okay, this is something that you can consider. So these are the 3 acupoint area, as well as a method of handling this particular massaging them. So I take the opportunity to share with you the use of medicated diet. Two medicated diet. Red dates walnut porridge, red dates millet porridge. Red dates is a very simple medicines or the food. So in this sharing, red dates walnut porridge, I have a bowl of rice, 5 walnuts and 5 red dates. So with regards to the selection of what type of rice, in my many sharing, I always discuss and share about I only eat white rice. And I belong to, in Chinese, call it fan tong. I like rice a lot. And for every meal, I take 2 bowls of rice. My latest blood test, I make it a point to conduct a blood test every 6 months. My latest blood test, my sugar level was at 4.5 millimole per liter, which is I'm very healthy. I just want to highlight one thing with regard to the rice. There are many discussions about white rice, brown rice, how many rice should you be taking. Please note that in Chinese approach in culinary culture, rice is just a small portion in the whole meal. Don't blame the rice. There are many other things to blame. But I prefer white rice. It's a personal choice. So white rice, walnut, you are encouraged to take more walnut. Walnut is a superfood. From the perspective of Chinese medicine, walnut nourishes the kidney visceral system. And when it nourishes your kidney visceral system, it's good for your brain, good for your cognitive ability. Red dates is nourishing blood. And red dates is a very nice and sweet food or fruits to take. So these simple combinations can help to tonify the blood and qi, in nourishing the blood and its calming effect, especially for those who have difficulty falling asleep. This is a simple diet you can use. It can help to invigorating the spleen and the stomach. And the next dish I want to share is red dates millet porridge. Millet, or you call it rice, 30 grams. When it comes to a selection of millet, this is the 100% millet dish. Personally, I prefer a combination of millet with rice. Pure millet is not so nice to eat. So, red dates. Question of whether decor or not to decor, it depends on your body constitutions. If you belong to those colder body constitution, you can take away the core. If in general you feel cold easily, just cook with the core. And woodberry itself is a very good fruit. It can help to strengthen the liver visceral system as well as the lung visceral systems. So this simple porridge nourishes the spleen and stomach. It can help to regulate liver qi. At the same time, you improve appetite. So this is where something you can do for yourself, something easy to follow, and something can be done. And besides organizing my own personal SkillsFuture course, in the last few years, I've been partnering in many institutions, such as People Association, Nanyang Poly, CDAC, Fei. So I have a series of programs with People Associations. So this is the TCM Herbal Diet classroom class. For those that prefer a classroom class, this is the TCM Herbal Diet class that I've been conducting together with Toa Payoh ECC, Marymount CC, and Clement Ng CC. So in this course, I'll be touching on what you can do, how can you make use of medical diet to help yourself in your daily life. So this is a program that you can take a look. In Marymount CC, you'll be in Chinese every Friday morning, starting from 10 of March to 31st of March. Currently, I have a class with them. It's already ongoing, so I'm not sharing here. Also in Betterment CC, on the Wednesday evening, this will be an English class on the same topic. And at the same time, at the Toa Payoh ECC, Friday evening, I have a class in Chinese, same class. And over at Clement Ng CC, it will be English class, Wednesday morning on the 10:15 to 12:45. These are courses on medicated diet with the people associations. Mastering the knowledge and skill in health betterment is the best gift that you can give yourself, your family, your friends. In my many sharing, I've said one thing, if you as a parent, if you are healthy, your children will be happy. If you as a children and you are healthy, your parents will be happy. These are something that we ignore, but there's something very important as well. And we also learn one thing: when one family member is sick, the whole family sick together. Be it a simple cough, or be it to something more serious like amputations. Whole body, the family come together. So it's important to stay healthy. While many people associate health and wealth together, it's never equal. While I have all the experience to conduct a wealth talk, okay, I'm a certified Asia Pacific marketer, but I choose to talk about health because I believe that health are more interesting than talk about wealth. Although talking about health may not generate wealth, but talking about health can go a longer way. So we hope to have more friends come to learn better in health betterment. It's a very sad thing that when people come for health talk, they are already not healthy. 90% of people attending a health talk are not healthy. It's a very sad fact, but it's true. So I'm glad many of my participants have keep coming on board to join my updates. Trust me, I will never give all updates. There will be something along with it that I can share with all of you. So thanks for joining this course. And with that, I have put aside this particular voucher, course voucher. For those attending my course, they're online, developed by myself, TCM and You. There will be a 5% cost fee discount by using this discount code when you register online. And for those who registered with my partners, people associations, I'll be giving you a free scrapping tools, 刮痧板, they're worth about $12 for those attending classroom class under SkillsFuture. Because for this SkillsFuture class, I cannot give you cash discount. So for those registered with the PA classes, when you come for the class, you present with this page, I'll give you a free scrapping tools. So that's something I can help to attract you for the class. And I thank you for joining my sharing.